You already do things with money that most people never learn. You just don't call it a skill. You think everyone checks their bank app before buying coffee. They don't. You think everyone waits a day before clicking Buy Now? They don't. You think everyone knows what their rent is down to the dollar. Most people guess. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Being good with money is quiet. It doesn't look like a Lamborghini or a stock chart. It looks like small, boring habits done on repeat. And if you're watching this, you probably already have more of them than you realize. So today, we're counting down 8 signs you're better with money than you think. Not signs you're rich, signs you're skilled. Because rich can be luck, but skill sticks with you for life. Grab your coffee and let's go through them one by one. Sign number 1. You actually know, roughly, what's in your bank account. Not the exact penny, but the ballpark. If someone asked you right now, you could say around $1,400 or about $3,200. That sounds basic, but it's rarer than you think. A lot of people avoid their bank app the way some people avoid the dentist. They just hope the card goes through. You don't do that. You check. Even a quick glance once a day is a superpower. Because awareness is where every good money habit starts. You can't fix what you refuse to look at. Here's the simple math. If you check your balance for 10 seconds a day, that's about an hour a year. 1 hour of awareness can easily save you $500 or $1,000 in overdraft fees, late fees, and forgotten subscriptions. That's a $500 return on 1 hour of work. No investment on earth beats that kind of return. And the best part is, you're already doing it. Sign number 2. You pause before you spend. Not on groceries or gas, but on the fun stuff. The $40 shirt, the $120 gadget, the treat yourself cart at midnight. You feel that little hesitation, and you listen to it. Most people call that hesitation being cheap. It's not. It's called self-control. That tiny pause is worth thousands of dollars a year. Here's why. The average impulse buy is around $30. If you skip just 2 impulse buys a week, that's $60 saved. $60 a week is $3,120 a year. Over 10 years, that's more than $31,000. All from one small habit, one quiet pause before you tap buy. If you already do that, you're not cheap. You're winning. You're just winning in a language most people don't speak yet. Sign number 3. You know the difference between want and need. And you're honest about it. Food is a need. DoorDash 3 nights a week is a want. A phone is a need. Upgrading every year is a want. Wants aren't bad. They're just wants. The trick is not lying to yourself about which is which. Most people call their wants needs so they can spend without guilt. You don't. You call it what it is. That honesty is worth more than any budgeting app. Here's what that saves you. Let's say you cut just one weekly want, one $25 takeout order. That's $25 a week, $1,300 a year. You didn't get poorer, you just got clearer. And clarity is the beginning of freedom. Sign number 4. You have some kind of buffer, even a small one. Maybe it's $300 in savings. Maybe it's $50 in a jar. Maybe it's just the fact that you don't spend every dollar the second it lands. That gap between money in and money out is the whole game. Most people run their account down to zero every month. They live paycheck to paycheck by habit, not by income. You leave a little room. Even a small cushion counts. Because that buffer buys you something priceless. It buys you calm. Here's the simple math. If you keep even $500 sitting there, untouched, you avoid one $35 overdraft fee a month. That alone is $420 a year saved. And the peace of mind is worth even more than the fee you dodged. That calm changes how you make every other money decision. You stop panicking, you start thinking. Sign number 5. You compare prices without being embarrassed about it. You check 2 apps before ordering food. You look up the same item on a different website. You notice when your favorite brand is 30% off. You're not obsessed. You're just paying attention. Some people are too proud to compare prices. They think it makes them look poor. You know it makes you look smart. Here's what that habit is really worth. If comparing prices saves you just 10% on the things you already buy, that adds up fast. Say you spend $400 a month on non-essentials. 10% off is $40 a month, or $480 a year. That's a car repair, a dentist visit, or a plane ticket for free. All from 30 extra seconds before you click checkout. Same stuff, same life, less money spent. That's not being cheap, that's being sharp. Sign number 6. You said no to plans because of money. And you didn't die of shame. Maybe you skipped a dinner because the restaurant was too expensive. Maybe you passed on a trip your friends were pushing you to join. Maybe you told someone, out loud, "That's not in my budget this month." That takes guts. Real, quiet guts. Because social pressure is one of the biggest reasons people go broke. People overspend to fit in, then hide the credit card bill. You didn't do that. You chose future you over one fun night. That's a trade most people won't make until it's too late. Here's the payoff. Say you skip 4 peer pressure purchases a year at $100 each. That's $400 kept. Do that for 10 years and you're sitting on $4,000 you would have handed to a restaurant or a bar. Same friendships, same fun, much richer future. Real friends never remember the dinner you skipped, but your bank account remembers every one you didn't. Sign number 7. You cancel subscriptions you don't use. You notice the $12 charge nobody was talking about. You logged in, hunted through the settings, and hit cancel. That's a small act, but it's a huge signal. Because subscriptions are designed to be invisible. They're small, monthly, and easy to forget. Most people just let them ride for years. You don't. You audit. You treat those tiny charges like the leaks they are. Here's the simple math. The average person has about 12 subscriptions and forgets about at least 3 of them. 3 forgotten subscriptions at $15 each is $45 a month. That's $540 a year, gone for nothing. If you cancel even one $15 subscription today, that's $180 back in your pocket over the next year. For 5 minutes of clicking, that's a very good hourly rate. If you already do this monthly, you're plugging leaks most people don't even see. Sign number 8. You think in months and years, not just in, right now. When you see a price, you don't just see the price. You see what it means over time. You see $20 a month and think, that's $240 a year. You see $5 a day and think, that's $1,825 a year. Most people only see today. You see the pattern. That single shift is what separates people who build wealth from people who chase it. Because wealth isn't built in a day. It's built in decisions repeated over years. Every small choice is a vote for the person you're becoming. Here's what that looks like in real life. 2 people both earn the same salary. One thinks in days. One thinks in years. The day thinker sees a $6 coffee and thinks, it's just $6. The year thinker sees the same coffee and thinks, that's $2,190 a year if I do this daily. Same coffee, same income, wildly different outcomes. Multiply that mindset across every purchase and the gap becomes massive. If you catch yourself doing that math in your head, you're already ahead of most adults. So let's zoom out for a second. Look at what those 8 signs really are. Checking your balance, pausing before you spend, knowing wants from needs, keeping a small buffer, comparing prices, saying no when you have to, canceling what you don't use, thinking in years. None of that requires a 6-figure salary. None of that requires a finance degree. None of that requires a hot stock tip or a side hustle. It's just awareness, honesty, and patience. 3 unglamorous words that quietly change everything. And here's the part most people miss. Being good with money isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and how calmly you handle what you have. Someone earning $40,000 a year with these habits will outsave someone earning $100,000 without them. Every single time. Because income comes and goes, habits stay. Habits compound in silence, long after the paycheck is spent. So if you're sitting there thinking, wait, I actually do most of these, here's your reminder. You're not behind. You're not bad with money. You're just quiet about being good at it. The world tells you good money habits look loud and flashy. They don't. They look like you. Checking your account on a Tuesday morning. Waiting a day before buying the jacket. Canceling the app you forgot you subscribed to. Small, boring, powerful. The kind of moves nobody claps for, but future you will thank you for. Here's what to do next, gently. Pick just one of these 8 signs and lean into it a little harder this month. Just one. If it's checking your balance, do it every morning for 30 days. If it's canceling subscriptions, block out 10 minutes this weekend and audit them. If it's pausing before you spend, try a simple 24-hour rule on anything over $50. You don't have to overhaul your life. You just have to strengthen what you're already doing. Because the person who's good with money 5 years from now isn't a different person. It's you, doing the same small things a little more often. The habits you have today are the foundation of the wealth you'll have tomorrow. And if this helped you see yourself a bit differently today, that's a win. You're doing better than you think. Keep going, quietly, consistently, confidently. One small habit stacked on another until it turns into a life. That's how it actually works. Not in one big moment, but in 1,000 small ones. And you're already in the middle of yours. So be proud of the quiet wins. Be proud of the times you closed the app instead of tabbing the buy button. Be proud of the times you said not this month and meant it. Be proud of the tiny buffer sitting in your account right now. That is what financial peace actually looks like from the inside. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's just steady. I'll see you in the next one.